boys and girls. Well, today's story is called What is a Scientist? And I like the way it has this punctuation mark of a question mark. So I know that this is a question. And it has the word what. What is a great asking word? Like, what is the time? What is for dinner? What are you doing? And it is written by Barbara Lynn, and its photographs are by Carol Kraus. An illustrator doesn't always have to draw illustrations. They can also use a camera to take photos, and that counts as being the illustrator. Well, let's find out. What is a scientist? Oh, there's our title page. Repeats the title for us. A scientist is a person who asks questions and tries different ways to answer them, because you can't always answer a question just one way. Sometimes there are multiple ways. Hannah wonders about fruits and vegetables. Are there this many peas in every pea pod? Asks Hannah. Well, she's going to have to open lots of pea pods to find out the answer to her question. A scientist learns from her senses. Who knows what the senses are? That's right. If you said looking, smelling, tasting, hearing, and touching, those are your 5 senses. Good job. Cami and Tiara play with a mixture of water and cornstarch. They try to decide if it is a liquid pours, or a solid. A solid doesn't change its shape to fit a container. When I squeeze it, it feels like a solid, but it drips like a liquid, observes Tiara. Nice. We'll have to try that. A scientist notices details. You pay attention to the details. Nate examines seeds inside vegetables. There are actually 2 kinds of seeds in the cucumber. The small ones are clear, discovers Nate. So he's looking at different kinds of seeds in a cucumber. A scientist draws what she sees. That's right. Make an observation, then make a recording. Samantha shows how 2 liquids mix. The red drops beaded up inside the yellow liquid, observes Samantha. So she's making her observation in her journal, just like you scientists do. A scientist writes about what happens. Another good way to record information. You can draw it and you can write it. You can do both. You could do one or the other. Tim records his observation. The checker and the pencil landed at the same time, but not the feather, writes Tim. So he's writing in his journal, just like we write in ours. A scientist makes comparisons by measuring. Amelia and Corey are measuring weights with the balance scale. Amelia, this side of the balance is higher because it's lighter, demonstrates Corey. Nice job, Corey, using good words there. A scientist must count exactly. Emily and Stuart count how many drops of water they can fit on a penny. We've put on 23 drops of water so far, says Emily. You're doing a really good job using the eyedropper to drop drops of water on top of a penny. They're trying to see how many they can get on there. They have to count exactly, otherwise their science experiment is not a good one. A scientist looks at objects carefully to decide how to sort. Sorting is very important because I might be sorting animals that have 2 legs or 4 legs, And I can't put the animals with 2 legs together with the animals with 4 legs because they don't fit in the same group. Zoe and her group organized the shoes and boots in different ways. You guys, I think this boot is longer, decides Zoe. Sorting is a good way to figure things out. A scientist designs experiments to test predictions. Jessie plants seeds at the top of one cup and the bottom of the other cup. I think the seeds that I planted at the top will grow better than the ones that I planted at the bottom, predicts Jessie. Great idea. So she's predicting what she thinks will happen to those seeds. A prediction is like a best guess. A scientist experiments by trial and error. Nick uses a foam meat tray to make a flying object. I added a blob of clay and some paper clips on the front, and now my meat tray flies further, explains Nick. So he tried it first, and then he figured out something he could do to make it fly better. So they try again. They persevere. A scientist thinks logically. Shivani explains how she learned about the compass directions. That's north, south, east, and west. Home is the place that I like best. When I ride home at the end of the day, the sun is going down over there. So that must be the west, figures Shivani. A good way to figure it. A scientist keeps trying over and over and over again. Never give up, never surrender, always persevere. Try again. Charlie and Stuart try to build a tower as tall as possible. Stuart, we finally got more than 10 to stay on, shouts Charlie. Good job, Charlie. He's really trying to figure that out. Oh, sorry, guys. The picture is like gone the other way. A scientist has fun. Jeff and Teresa experiment with water. Let's see if we can fill up the tube through these holes, suggests Jeff. So they're trying something out and they're having fun while they do it. Awesome. So, in conclusion, a scientist is a person who asks questions, learns from her senses, notices details, draws, writes, measures, counts, sorts, tests predictions, experiments, thinks logically, and has fun. Keeps trying. That's what a scientist is. All of those things make you a scientist. So I know that you guys think. I know you guys observe. You've been recording, so you're on your way to being a scientist. Awesome. Great work, team. So now we want you to practice using some of those scientific skills. Keep your eyes open for your assignment. Bye, guys.